Hello friends, Kathy Rotes with Unity Consulting, where we grow people and develop leaders. Today what I'd like to talk to you about is how do we survive in this new virtual world? Now, it's been a virtual world for a few years. We're not new to living in a virtual world and connecting with people virtually. But yet, it's a little different this past week. My brother lives in Stockholm and works for Spotify. And late one night, either Monday or Tuesday, he got an email that said, do not come to the office tomorrow. Mandatory, everybody works from home for the next 2 weeks. 5,000 plus employees have been mandated all over the world work from home. And I heard that Google did this and Microsoft's doing this as well. So it's not just, one company. We're serious. We want to get rid of this virus. If you're sick, we want you to stay home. So we're going to make you stay home. But yet there's still work to do. I really hope that the toilet paper manufacturers aren't having mandatory shutdown. I really hope they continue to produce and the truck drivers are delivering to the stores, right? So that we don't have any shortages. We're really used to having what we need when we need it. We don't go to the market every day. We go to the grocery store when we need it. This is going to be hard without those conveniences. But work must still go on. Oh my gosh, the accounting field, right? The taxes still have a deadline. I haven't heard if Trump has moved that deadline, but who knows? But the work still has to go on, and we still need paychecks. We still need to be making income. So if this virtual world is really affecting you, here's some pointers for you. Number one, get up in the morning and get your routine going just like normal. That means you get dressed, you take a shower, or maybe you take a shower first, then you get dressed. Do your hair, be presentable. Because the second tip that I have is whoever is participating in any virtual meeting or virtual training, have your video camera turned on. No exceptions. We need to see each other. That's the beauty of virtual connections. We need to see each other so that we can see the facial expressions, so we can read more than just the words that we're hearing. Have your video camera turned on, and if you are facilitating any kind of meetings, stop and ask them to turn it on. All cameras turned on. We're here together. No multitasking, no doing the dishes while you're in a meeting. Be present so you can be focused and the meeting can get done quicker. I've been working with some different tools for years. I have a book club that meets every Thursday, and we've been meeting, I want to say 5 years we've been meeting. It's amazing because I have friends from Colorado and Wyoming and Indiana and Illinois and Wisconsin and Iowa. We are all connected for 1 hour every single week to learn and grow together. With that in mind, there's some really wonderful tools out there. Zoom is the tool that we've used. It's free if you connect for 45 minutes or less. Otherwise, it's probably like $10 a month. So, these are tools that make it so simple and user-friendly. They make it really easy. But we can turn off videos, we can turn off sound, we can mute things. There are some flexibilities that we have to know what's available, and we have to know what we can request from other people. So, all of our phones these days have cameras. If their computer doesn't have a video camera, well, then hook up on your phone, right? So also, when you're connecting virtually, it's really important that you truly connect with every person that's visual. Now, what if you're doing a training? My brother the other day said he did a lunch and learn, and he had hundreds of people connecting. Well, it's really challenging to have that connection and relationship with everybody, right? But try. So when I'm doing any kind of virtual training, I have a notebook and pen, and right away I'm using the chat features. And I will type things in that says, hey, welcome. Please let me know who's here. And they'll start listing their names, right? I'm writing those names down. So as the facilitator and trainer, I'm going to treat it just like a live event. So during the training, I'm going to quickly look at my notes and say, hey, Joe, I see that you're online with us. What do you think about this question? Or what's your answer to this question? Or what did you do to relate to this topic? So call out people to get the interaction. And it also really keeps everybody accountable because they don't know when their name's going to be called, right? I really cringe when I'm a part of a webinar that mutes everybody, doesn't really have any kind of interaction, and just expects you to listen to them. you know what happens when that is in the setup? They're multitasking. And your brain cannot multitask, okay? It's proven. You can't do it. You may try, but you can't focus on two cognitive things at one time. You might be able to do one physical and listen one cognitive, but you can't listen to a meeting while you're writing an email. That's two cognitive things. You can't do it. So that's a different video, right? That's a different rant that I'll get on later. But with that in mind, really don't make it that easy. Make it so that people are engaged. They're truly spending valuable time learning. So make it interactive. You know, the chat feature, there's also usually a Q&A button within the different online tools. You know, tell them right away, please use this. Post your questions, post your comments. Just like if you were on Facebook and you were commenting, or if you're on Instagram and commenting, same kind of thing here. Let me know what you're connecting with. Let me know what questions you have. And definitely, as the trainer or facilitator, go back to that list. Now, it seems like there's a lot happening here, and oh my gosh, I've got to write down names and I've got to keep track of questions. So my next tip is don't do it alone. To be honest, the best online presentations have at least 3 people involved. You've got the presenter, that's the person you see on the camera. You have your technician, that's the person running the camera and running the technology, and you have your facilitator. They may never really talk, but they're facilitating Q&A, and they're facilitating the roll call, and they're writing down the notes, and they're keeping things organized. And then they may talk and say, hey, you know what, Miss Presenter, we have another question here. What's the answer to this? Or how would you approach this situation? That is really key. The more people you have connecting, the more people in the background. I mean, it's just like a TV show, right? You need the producer, and you need the cameraman, and you need the actual anchor man too. So keep this in mind as we go into probably a heavier virtual world that we live in. Be prepared and be interactive. Invest in the people, connect with them just as if you were sitting in the room at the same table. We can do this. We can live in this world very successfully, and I think we're going to come across some really creative solutions as we maybe struggle through this challenge. So be creative, keep growing, and keep developing your leadership.